Omen. Instant duel down C.
He's already through. Life able to get one, not able to get two though.
It's the same sort of thing that we saw in the tail end of Ascent. Those 1-for-1s. In this case, FUT coming out 2-for-1. Super happy with that initial engagement. And it's even worse on these maps when defenders go down in even trade scenarios because there's 3 maps or 3 sites to deal with. Flash over top did just spot that Mound was empty, so he should have a rotate coming through, at least to either assist on B or help out Monk.
Right on cue, you see them turning over. Monk's the only one here, he's playing tree, and they're not pushing up that way. I don't know that they're gonna spot him. He's in a really good spot to make a play here. Oh gosh, every single bullet missed. And Maj is not. A 1v3 4 bunt.
Spike planted.
With 46 HP, nothing but a classic. The play would be ridiculous. The alarm bots are first to fall, and he follows shortly thereafter. FUT get another.
Strikes there going up big. In that head-to-head record on the pistols. And they're so crucial. When you see both sides run out of steam, overall, added a lot to what looked like FUT playing very well. But either way, at the individual level, they're definitely stepped up since Haven.
ASC have sent 3, well 2 now, because Bunt's rotating away, but they've posted up aggressively in B. Doesn't seem like that's where FUT are gonna head, as there's this 3-man death ball exploring C while the rest of the numbers are split towards A.
Dangerous proposition. We've got 2 Bulldogs alone on A.
The tap of the door, and they just back right up.
And knowing that actually B-Main was under control of the defense right now, actually pivots them back over towards A. The original idea was to break through that breakable door and pivot towards B. Now they're going to use the Viper Wall to clear up towards A. Flash close, Shorty close as well.
He slipped the net. With the Shorty, he gets a kill. Upgrade to weapon now. 30 HP, there's still so much to do, and there's not much health to go around for him. Harmlessly falls. Still a 3v3 here. Cracks is so weak. The retake attempt from ASE have to be a bit labored, and Maj has already dropped 2. Ishin with nothing but a classic meets a similar fate as FUT get 2.
And the Omen and the KO of Mr. Fallen and Cracks. Flash over top, that's been a success point for FUT over and over, is when uncontested, and even when contested, that Flash can do so much work. Working past the Viper Wall immediately. They've got so much space to pick this A side.
HFMI is playing very close by, and they pounce at just the right time.
There's some teamwork there from ASC finally coming through. Peeking on the A side, HFMI through the smoke. The turret obviously down now that Monk has fallen. Should leave a gap here on the B side. FUT immediately capitalizing on that, but the other turret down too, from the distance of Maj. He's got to be careful with this. Could come back up at any point. Maj is not actually going back, he's pulled away the turret.
And Life has taken all the space that he's being given. He's so far up, there's a smoke currently keeping him back for now. But as soon as that goes down, you know he's gonna be looking for a play. Instead, he peeks ahead of the smoke, looks for the kill, and finds it! Huge position.
The double peek downstairs, the flank from Life as well. He was in mount for quite a while. Starts his flank as this A hit comes through. So great timing.
Note here,
Cracks.
note here for ASC, because of the way Life played the last round, he's able to have blades online, hand a weapon over to a teammate, and they're instantly used.
Fast reaction from FUT to go into the C side. They haven't challenged Monk at all. He's got a judge close by. 2 nanos as well to play for.
Oh, of course he does. But the lockdown's going to be the line in the sand.
He's going to jump in.
Oh, was so well handled and considered by QE.
Yeah, he already had control of the smoke, so very happy to stay there.
Expecting the pounce as Kiwi gets a second, the spike does go down. Those blades that we saw that we mentioned from Life at the very beginning of the round haven't even had a chance to challenge. This retake attempt is surely going to be labored. They're down in numbers, they're down in weaponry. Life upgrading one though. They try to swing it out. HFMI and Life both fall. And that's the cue for them to cut their losses. Whoa.
They definitely could purchase up. Oh. Random spam. Mr. Fallen alone this time trying to go for something. And it's because he's joined by the knife. They're trying to misdirect and again hit the C side.
And it's right back into the shotgun that you mentioned. Remember, it was the Judge previously, this time a Bucky.
They farmed up the Viper's Pit in the meantime.
No smoke to play inside this time.
Oh gosh.
Just barely ahead of it, but still patient. Dropped nonetheless.
It's a very strange idea, given that there's mollies down in front of him, to play in front every single time with that shotgun. Why not play back at the pillar?
ASC still have 3 rifles to play with. And Bunt, you see him having to carefully consider every possibility. Pushing forward, past the utility and right into Maj's crosshair. Krax has already gotten 3. This is very quickly becoming ugly.
Stay out and bound as well. But they know the situation. They know these guys love to flank. And they play all inside of that pit.
And it's a lot of the same thing that we saw in the previous round. And we've seen in a few rounds, really. Life and Bunt taking a lot of space C. Playing in a smoke. How disciplined can FUT be?
I wonder if Mr. Fallen last round thought that they were eco. Because he goes solo mission again. Krax finally does join up though. And everything that FUT is doing, they just figure out what ASC is doing and just run the opposite way. This is 3 rounds now. Will Maj escape? No.
In the face of the turret too, man. Just finding the narrowest of windows.
And there's going to be guns recovered. Only Life to pick him up though. And that means Bunt left alone with just the Sheriff. Well, FUT can set up in post positions. Doubled up on stairs though. That smoke might fade.
Bunt has hit a couple of pretty nasty Sheriff shots, but is he going to be expecting the pressure?
Player standing.
Nope.
Not at all. Krax was in a great spot. There was help too, you mentioned it. They were
somewhere for Life down B or something when you corral them and force them to rotate.
But instead it's a bit of the same. It's aggression towards C. This time it's well held though. Life is the only casualty. And the Spike is in a precarious position.
And they have follow-ups this time too. I mean, they hold on to the space. There's gonna be a flash with the door for Maj to potentially find something.
Player standing.
All he finds is a couple of bullets, courtesy of Bunt.
And that one way makes it impossible for him to get across to that Spike to make plays. You're gonna have to look for other routes.
Yeah. This will be difficult for Krax to consider and convert. It seems like we may have a moment to chat here. So, Bala, I do want to get your thoughts on this because that look that we saw was very similar to what we've seen out of ASC a couple of times. What was different there? What worked? Because FUT have been able to handle that.
I think the delayed stun there from Yishen was fantastic. And you saw FUT wanted to fight stun. Basically, Bunt to clear through everything that was going through. That neon wall also not super supportive of the rest, but that's something that's easily adaptable against. If you're FUT, you just realize, okay, let's play a little slower when you're going for this. Let's not have full confidence through, even though sometimes it can get us some value. Let's carefully, prod. Let's carefully approach the sites. Mr. Fallen, I mean, you've seen success from him over here, especially when they go with Krax, especially when they go with Kiwi. A-side default working very well. Might get broken down here, though.
Yeah.
Killjoy utility, Sky utility, and HFMI to consider.
Set up to wait for the smoke to fade now. Timing with the smoke on stairs.
The door, the paranoia, the nano's used.
Oh, wow. So much in the middle of that site right now. And it's a full fake.
Late misdirection and that turret, yeah, finally getting a little bit. It seemed like Monk was a little bit further away. Either way, FUT have gotten their way in.
Oh no!
Invested in Krax was ahead of it. But Ishin, wise to it, able to respond.
That breach ult stunned him up for life to open up the door too.
HFMI has 1 HP. Grab the spike, getting away. Kiwi and Mr. Fallen both so healthy, and with 13 seconds left, they should be able to get the spike down. Can Kiwi hold them back? No! In a position to make something out of it, and he cannot. Leaving Mr. Fallen by himself, a 1v4. They're both weak. There's a shot at this. Oh. Well handled by ASE. And in situations like that, you've seen teams break down. You've seen them.
Moments like that where you're 4v1, you can clean it up.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Saw it there from Attacking Soul. One player jumping through, the other player for ASE right now. They're just joining up on that C site. It's not going to be a factor, but they definitely called an audible about what they wanted to do, and they're going to receive.
And that is a little different from FUT to respond. It's normally a nano from Maj that soars through to block that off, but this time it's the Viper Orb.
It's the same call out of FUT every single round, and I think against ASE, this is probably a good idea, because it's the same call for them too.
Right.
It's just the KJ, it's just the Sky on the other side, and you can start to do minor adjustments within this default that Krax and Mr. Fallen are running on this side of the map. For example, this, breaking the door early, breaking the turret, allowing for this pivot to be threatened a lot better.
ASE still holding fast at Mound, and it seems like that is where they're going to want to go. A tap of the door, a smoke, even a paranoia towards A.
Here it comes.
But there's no reason to believe.
Timing is terrible for Buns.
The Cloudburst providing cover. ASE playing in the smokes, finding a kill, getting away.
Okay. Around the corner too, 13 HP is what he comes away with.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds, the pivot's gonna come through.
Oh, that nano hurt.
What?
I mean, a funny look is all it would have taken. Mr. Fallen pushing through the smoke, HFMI.
That kill should be the final thing to confirm that they should push back into B.
Mr. Fallen so far up. Well, 10 seconds left. That would have been so big out of Monk. Can Ishin stop them? Can he delay? Spike planted. One. Cracks. Just there. And I wonder if he's expecting Ada Captain.
He knows Ada Captain's there. He knows he planted.
The thing is, he hasn't had any info on this line. Maybe it's enough for him to swing out the fault line there. The swing onto it, and Ada Captain greets.
That's a great way to split them up. And FUT, again, super cautious.
30 seconds left.
I mean, they had plenty of opportunities to pivot there with the info. That was given, thankfully, in the part from ASE. Life's got the op, and he's pushing into B.
Flash, everyone there, but the shot goes wide. Ada Captain does not miss, however. Kiwi wanting it to go, but the fault line keeps him at bay for the time being. Second shot, this time successful from Life.
It's crazy, too, that he is able to use the remaining portions of that dash. He activated at the very beginning of that round when the initial peak happened. Somehow he saves it till then.
It seems like we're going to end where
Great
we've been so
reposition.
many times before. And you're right, the reposition is beautiful. He's ahead of the play.
Okay.
Took 3 shots and took 2 lives with it. That's all he was able to do.
My ultimate is ready.
KJ ult. In the game against EG.
Break the panel and note that turret is there. So there's no real reason to believe until it gets cleared out, and that's exactly what just took place.
Oh, Bunt's fighting here. Up in heaven.
You should run.
Ishin's close by. But they're going to respect the lockdown.
They have to.
Is Bunt going
30
to...
seconds left.
There's a counter ult possible if he gets over towards Waterfall.
Thought he was going to ult for a moment and stay.
Aftershock again has been so good at delaying.
The flash onto the swing, looking to find some space.
There's the Defender's KJ lockdown. They can play from B main here, but Bunt does have a smoke and finding kills on the exit. Not gonna help FUT here.
Krax has 7 HP.
You can almost stick this outside the molly.
The hand. Oh, how does he still get the kill? Oh, no way, Maj! Ishin, 1v2, in the smoke. Out of it now, getting it down to a 1v1. The tap is there. No utility, he's got to take the fight. Time is short. As smoke dissipates, the options are running out. The decision's simple, but surely he doesn't have time for the defuse.
He throws a molly. A lineup from the other side of the map, then goes on the lurk. And he gets spammed before he even sees him, still confident to take that fight. That allows at least for that first kill. Finally a save from ASC.
There's just so much staying power. Life with the blades.
What? What? It's every time with this guy.
Every time you think he's overstaying, there's no way he gets a kill. He's so dead, he's so done. Takes one with him, stays alive. Still!
See him? Oh. Crack still controlled. Kid invest into this one. Monk's got a shotgun again. He's pushing.
It's a bit surrounded. HFMI is going to be able to provide some pressure from Mound. Bunt has the paranoia. There it is. Dropped out, and that's going to funnel back the remaining defenses from FUT.
Molly. So close.
The Trailblazer takes a bite out of him. 37 HP, and they're trying to spam through. Not quite secured on site. 2v2 still. You see the shells. He's flying across the screen. As Monk tried to do it. Those closing moments. Think about life at the very beginning of the round. Add a captain with a huge play.
They're starting to stick the spike on it.
Last round of the half, and it's an aggressive one. Kiwi instantly using his ult in conjunction with Mr. Fallen, getting behind him. The paranoia. There's okay, never mind. Bunch has got a head on a swivel.
Still got him in the back line though. Mr. Fallen forces them to get off.
Life evacuates the space, stays alive.
4 mollies available here. They have to hold on to Mound. That's the win condition for this round.
The door's just a threat. HFMI playing on the other side of it.
They might breach ult here.
They do.
Onto the site, but
Not going to hit anyone.
they need to fight the Mound players.
And that's exactly where they are. HFMI still in a position to make a big play, but he's waiting for the right moment to strike. And he's done.
Molly missed.
2 left for ASE. Make that one.
Player standing.
Is that enough? Monk on the tap, but he drops down. Surely has been heard! He just gave you more reason to like him.
Last player standing.
What a play.
One enemy
A
remaining.
1v3 to close things out.
I think that
Unreal.
we started this with a dominant half out of ASC and a dominant map on Haven from them. But here we are in the series, and they're facing elimination. They're down on this map. Back on the attack. They've had some struggles here. Life looking around with the sheriff. Not much to find though.
It's interesting here. It seems like they're so concerned with the flank from C. They have 3 members holding still back in spawn.
The spike is most advanced with Life right now.
Yeah.
And it's exactly like we saw on Ascent, on Haven. They're peeking all over the map at this point. Open the revolving door.
Break.
Just broke the panel.
Yep. Flash into B as well. It's just like an overstimulation of possibilities for the defensive side to consider. Because so far you've seen presence everywhere. But they end B. Kiwi spam not gonna land. Life waiting on the other side of the door, and the flick is clean out onto Add a Captain. Excellent adjustment, but it's traded back. And they're playing far off here. They're playing off site.
Remember, FUT has won the last 3 pistols.
They're trying to scale forward in the face of the paranoia. You see the flash coming through. Ishin trying to swing around. He's landing some damage, but it's not enough. It's not fatal. Oh, but Life is. Whew. Mr. Fallen, 1v2, just a classic. Time is short. The smoke is there. He's got to try to land the shots. He's got it down to 1v1. The Monk is so weak!
Just spamming his classic. They know he's off the spike, but they've overcommitted because they know it's halved. The fact that he has enough time to get this reload off too, sneak back out. Monk is, you play around the geometry of the smoke to make yourself peek so fast and switch your direction so fast too. Force buy up for ASC. They're in it again. They won the last time they went for one. They've gotten the site completely for free.
A 5v5 post plant. How insane of a series it's been. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Mr. Fallen's used both of his smokes already, so they have to wait for the cooldown to cut out the site.
FUT finding 2 kills through spam. Oh, what?
Stinger's not doing the work though, completely.
3v2 for FUT. Monk weak, Monk dead, and that's another round for FUT. The investment does not pay off. Weapon just a few moments ago.
I mean, they've got to start actually hitting into the bank of FUT because you've given them 3 rifles carried over the last time. And, I mean, these smokes, every single time Life goes for a smoke for him to dash out, they just spam it.
It's just so predictable in a sense, at least on the side of FUT. They seem to have had their number.
Only one player here who went down, died outside of a smoke.
One enemy remaining.
Things have fallen apart for ASE.
And it's unfortunate, but while that's happening, they're considering the fact that they might be going home in a few rounds. That their run, their opportunity to...
Right there.
Ever since that first map win on Haven by them, things have been different. Very different. FUT's woken up. And ASE, that energy that they came in with has been lacking since. This is the team that pushed DRX in a 2-map series, yes, but definitely made it so that those DRX players had to sweat.
They made it competitive. They made it interesting. But as you're saying, the interest has been gone since Haven, to be honest.
Early pick, though. Shifts things slightly. Silently walking through HFMI. He's all the way up the stairs. Maj looking for him.
And it's HFMI who finds him.
They've got the gaps now. Those 2 nanos are gone.
The nanos are gone. You do have Adcaptain close by, though. He's playing in the smoke.
Wow, and they just used huge retake tools, a flash, 2 flashes from Mr. Fallen and Cracks to re-clear B main. They didn't really believe this hit was coming. And the threats of lurkers so often capitalize for ASE. FUT careful of it.
He said they needed to start to dig into the money. This is a great opportunity for ASE to do just that. Isha pushed off the angle, flashed.
It's even now. They have to use the Rolling Thunder.
Yep. Something that you imagine you wanted to be able to preserve. But is that going to be enough to secure the round? Fault line there. The spam too. Not even able to get it to half. So for Adcaptain, this would be way too much. The spam secures the round for ASE.
One, but one had to fall to the spike to deal with the defuse from Adcaptain.
One enemy remaining.
Good early entrances, though.
Get out of my way.
Not really much more time to dwell over it. As you see, Kiwi has already gotten so far up. They want to try to apply some pressure. That late paranoia is going to cause so many problems. Bunt's dead. There were so many layers to the aggression from FUT. The stun, the paranoia late, and the kill.
I've got your trail.
Monk is once again so far up mid. Seeker's in the flash, nothing found, but space gained. Life swinging through, the first knock not landing, the second one does, and an opportunity for more, a position to make a play. It's HFMI who's on the trade.
Trades it through. FUT trying to hold on to the space. You could see actually on the waterfall side, they were mollying twice. They threw a nanoswarm and a snake bite to hold it down. That saves the space for the defense. Surely you saw him.
Last player standing.
Monk gives up his life, detained by the ult. Expecting something, and Isha is going to have to pull off a 1v3. He's got it down to a 1v2, but Adcaptain holding the defuse. He's gotten it all the way there. FUT gets a series.
Attacking Soul Esports, only 2 rifles going to be able to bot up. And to think FUT would not be lost as well. So that battle continues.
Just a stun from FUT towards A-main this time. And a knife, no aggression, no positioning.
ASE might be done here after this round. For a first showing at an international LAN. They turned some eyebrows in that first series. But here, they might be the first team to exit from Masters Tokyo.
Desperation and a need to put everything behind this possible final punch. Lockdown invested. And the space gain, but HFMI falls. I mean, everything is scattered. You see it on the minimap. They're trying to corral them, to control them defensively, but it seems like there may be attempt at a reflank.
And look at all the space gained from ASC too. They've walked into it.
Rolling Thunder.
Doesn't
Mr.
hit
Fallen's behind them. He's going to be creeping up towards B. Are they going to be expecting the pressure? Yes, Bunt does. 3v3 now. As the spike continues to tick away, there have been so many pesky fights happening elsewhere, but the main target, time, becomes the problem. Can FUT get in? 1, 2. Maj gets it down to that's it. Monk alone, a 1v1. Kiwi at half, 34 HP. Kiwi on the tap, the swing, and the clutch for Monk. The Red Bull clutch keeps ASE alive.
Far back, knowing that they want to push, but instead of pushing, they scatter backwards, but take so much space back in A main.
One enemy remaining.
To make it so difficult for FUT to retake some of that space. Live in it. Round's already started. And we've got low econ for FUT. Means the overdrive is active for Kiwi.
They've taken all the space C. That alarm bot's not gonna stop that! Kiwi with 2, Kiwi with 3, and that very well may be the dagger.
One enemy remaining.
He's gonna do it on his own.
Down A.
4 served up, the 5th not far off. The opportunity for an ace is delivered.